We already have 150 cars in line, and this is just a very strange morning. But it is a honor to serve God's people, however it's done. And these are really cute, but if we could move these down so I can see people. Okay, thank you. And this has been a challenge for us at Hosea this year, but we weren't going to let anything stop us from distributing the toys. I don't know if you know it, but every family that has pre-registered that comes this morning will receive everything they need for a Christmas feast. Of course, they're going to get a turkey. Of course, they're going to get 2 or 3 food boxes. They will receive beverages. They will receive PPE supplies, hand sanitizer, masks. They will receive a new clothing. They will receive fresh produce. They will receive all of this, but it's not even about what they get today. It's about the fact that we use these events as a portal to dig deeper into the lives of the families that we serve. And that's where we see the secrets. That's when these families who pre-register here come to our headquarters during the week and see domestic violence in the families. We see senior citizens whose rent has been raised and they have nowhere to live. We see children that not only did not prosper during the learning at home, virtual learning, but many of these children aren't going to school at all. But you have to meet the basic needs of these families first. Because the Bible tells us that a man cannot even receive the gospel if his belly is hungry for food. So we meet the basic needs, we create the database, the case managers follow up with the families on the database, call them into the office and say, we're so glad you came and received toys on Christmas. We would like to invite you to come in and meet with us because we have a feeling there may be some other needs that you have that we can meet. And we didn't make these signs up here. So there are donors out here and you don't see your name, they made those signs. We didn't. So that is a disclaimer. But when we opened our website for registration for families, we had 150 families in 48 hours. And we had to shut the website down because we don't want anyone coming out here and not getting totally and completely blessed. So this is not a post-COVID era. All of the issues in our families that were created, they weren't created by COVID. They weren't created by a pandemic. The pandemic just pulled back the cover so we could see what was going on in our families and in our community all along. The pandemic just revealed to us and made it so that we could not have a closed eye. We could not deny that this was going on in Atlanta. And what I tell everyone is that there are 2 Atlantas, and there may be 3. There's the big fancy Atlanta. You see the condos, the Christmas parties, the entertainers, the sports stars. Khadija, you know what I mean. Larry, you see it too. You go to all these parties. But then there's a middle class Atlanta that is more and more today, with prices rising because of a supply chain. I think they just use the supply chain as an excuse. They want to raise those prices anyway, and they just say it's a supply chain problem. And so we can raise the rent, we can raise the price of food, we can raise the price of gasoline. We can attack America with higher prices than inflation. We have to dig deeper into the cause of these issues. Hosea Helps receives funding from a lot of wonderful people, but there is none that can compare to Fulton County. And I want to have Commissioner Natalie Hall and Khadija Abdul come up and greet us, because we do, I guess, about 55% of our services in Fulton County. We are in 31 counties, but not only is Hosea providing services in the counties in the metro Atlanta area, we just packed a 54-foot truck to send to Kentucky. We've been to Mississippi. We've been to Tennessee. We sent 17 tractor trailers full of water to Flint, Michigan. We are there where the need is greatest, and we meet the need as best we can. We did not shut down. Come on up, Commissioner Larry Johnson, and any other elected officials, or Vera, get your VIPs up here. Since January of 2020, this staff of 21 individuals has worked harder than ever. They put their lives at risk because we didn't know what this pandemic meant. But they refused to go home because we started getting calls from not individuals, hey Ben, come on up, but from organizations. So now our nonprofit capacity building program has 21 partners. These smaller nonprofits pull up to our warehouse. They may get 3 to 4 pallets of food. And they take it back to their communities, because what we want to do, Reverend Durley, is reproduce ourselves in the larger community. There's no competition. There's no duplication of services, because the need is so great, not just in the unemployed and the homeless, but there are people in that line up there that never thought they'd be in a line. They never thought they wouldn't have food in the refrigerator. They never thought they wouldn't have toys for their kids. This is the struggling middle class I'm talking about today. And I want Reverend Durley to come up also, because he represents the faith community. But where is the faith community? I'm tired of standing up here and looking out at this group of people and I see 2 preachers. Well, what is the church for? If it's not to feed the hungry and take care of the widows and the orphans. We need to get out of the building and come into the community and do the work of Jesus Christ. So these are hard sayings. We want agape ministries to come up, because what these Koreans did was they told me they remembered that during the Korean War, a black soldier gave a piece of bread to starving Korean children. They came and studied us for 2 years. And then they turned around and now they are feeding the hungry every week by the hundreds, because of what they learned from Hosea Helps. you. Thank you. But I want you to know, in Ben Johnson with Universal Service, we have many wonderful partners. Larry Johnson is one guy that calls me on the phone, Commissioner Larry Johnson from DeKalb County, said, I got $100,000 for you. And now what CEO doesn't want to get a call like that? But as a village, we can make a difference. We might be not able to pick up all of the problems, but it doesn't matter. We must do what we can do, and there's so many wonderful nonprofits in Atlanta, but I can tell you one thing. When you start counting out the nonprofits in Atlanta, you got to mention Hosea Feed the Hungry. You can't ignore us because we're doing the work each and every day. And how can you address the issue of equity and justice without talking about poverty and the anti-poverty work that we are doing? My staff, I just want to praise them and put my hands together for them because they work unendingly. They understand why we are here. And before we even understood what a pandemic was, they said, Ms. O, I said, look, I can't make y'all stay on the job. You tell me, do you want to work or do you want to shut down? And they said, Ms. O, we've been working and we still working. We're working while you are asking us, do we want to work? And so we never shut down. We never closed our doors. And I'm very concerned when people talk about building affordable housing. Affordable for who? These senior citizens that have nowhere to go, they're on a fixed income. They cannot pay $1,500 a month for a one-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment. When we say we're building affordable housing, we need to realize that many of the people that need this housing are making $7 an hour at these jobs. And they say there's so many jobs. Why don't your people, they say your people, Larry, why don't your people come and get these jobs? Well, they got children at home. They got bills to pay that are going up 15% or more, and you want to offer them $7 to $10 an hour to work a 40-hour week. You're not giving them any benefits. They have no health insurance. They're unable to meet their expenses. And so, yes, some of them do stay home and take care of their children. The city of Atlanta has closed over 5 shelters in the last that many years and not replaced the beds. Where are these people going to go? Where are they going to live? That is a question for our new mayor. That is the question that I'm asking. So when you step into that seat, and he'll be here this afternoon, I want him to know Hosea wants to be a friend. But I haven't stood in this seat with my husband, Ofemo, for the last 30 years to be politic-speaked. I don't want no politic-speaking. I want some real truth. So I'm asking you to support us, not just today, but to walk this walk with us, because it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. We cannot let up. We must continue to serve people each and every day. So I want the representatives from Fulton County to come up. Hey, come on up here, lady, my lady friends. Black Girl Spirit.
Thank you, Mrs. Mrs. Overlobby has been a family member to me and a friend for many, many years, starting back with the Hosea Feeds events at the Georgia World Congress Center for many, many years. But I want to say this, Fulton County has always cared for the people. And not just because we are mandated by the state to provide health and human services, but because we care about the people. All of our board of commissioners are caring and compassionate people. And oh baby, we may fight, but it's because we have compassion in our hearts for our districts and we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. So we have consistently passed a budget over $1 billion every single year to include services and programs for not only the homeless, but for our youth, so they can stop all this carjacking and all these slighter crimes and gang violence and all of this, but also for our justice partners to help our the community so that we have pre-arrest diversion and many other services to keep people out of jail. Mrs. O knows that for years we have provided her with funding through what we call our community service program grants, where we award up to $100,000 per nonprofit organization who do anything in one of 5 areas. And I'm proud to say that we have added health and wellness because I requested that, knowing that our nonprofit organizations that do anything in the health and wellness field also need funding. And when I say wellness, I also mean financial wellness, because we know if you're stressed, it's going to create stress in your body that creates health issues. So we will continue to do that. And Mrs. O, when Commissioner Arrington, Chairman Pitts, and I pull money from our own personal district office budget, it's because we love you. And we will always support you no matter how we have to do it. So I want to also say, as a member of the Atlanta Homeless Continuum of Care Governing Council, we approve millions and billions of dollars for housing for the homeless. And I want to let you know that we will continue to do that. I'm actually a member of that. And as long as I'm elected, I will be a member of that. And I will continue to move those dollars in the direction of homelessness. So thank you, Mrs. O, for everything you do. God bless you.
Listen, I'm gonna say something about this sister right here. She shocked everybody. Feel like she running, she can't win. She from the community. Community people don't vote. Well, she is elected with Tate.
Thank you, thank you. Listen, y'all, I'm not gonna take a lot of time because at the end of the day, I sit at the foot of your dad. Your daddy is the reason there's a Commissioner Khadijah. Gary Bing, call it out. If there's anything you see that I do for the community, understand that I'm the hose that put it in me. I was at his feet when he was struggling to try to get money, when he was struggling and begging for the help. Let us not forget, he planted this seed and he planted this one. And so the seed that he planted in a community activist grew and became an elected official. And I'm gonna call you out. Let me tell you something, the good work that Hosea Williams put into the community and Hosea Help does. It should not be on the burden of this organization to take care of the poor people. The elected officials should be taking care of the poor people. When you go to the doors are closed until you get to this one and it's open. Half of the time, they pulling their own money together. Look at the cars up there. Those are late model cars. People are struggling. You can't have affordable housing without a living wage. Don't play with me. I see what you're doing. You're blowing smoke. So, I'm fiery like Jose, so I got to kind of break it down some. But I'm going to tell you, the pandemic is going on every day, not just today. So the giving and the help and the healing got to be every day. I'm here to fight the good fight. And I tell you, I'm Atlanta born, I'm Atlanta bred, and when they bury me, I'll be Atlanta dead.
All right. And we're going to keep it moving. See, we have to take this time to educate the public. Because when you don't have money for marketing, then how do you let people know what you're doing? I want Commissioner Larry Johnson to come up. He is our star child because he is now the president of a national organization. And he answers my phone calls. And when you're a CEO, that may seem like a little thing. Some people don't answer the phone. Some people don't call you back. But these representatives are people we need to keep in office. Because we can't let folk get elected that we have to pitch to about taking care of the poor. This is where racism is not the problem, but classism is the problem. Racism and classism bump heads and stomp down on the backs of our people. Commissioner Johnson.
And good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to be here with Hosea Helps and Mr. and Mrs. O. And I was just in D.C. on Tuesday with our Vice President, Harris. And I don't know, they keep inviting me back. And so my message hadn't changed. This time I was there, Miss O, to talk about the investment of $9 billion to minority serving institutions, banks, and credit unions because they're closer to the people. We're not getting the capital, access to capital to black and brown businesses because the big banks are not giving it up. And so I just posed one question to the U.S. Treasury. I said, are you going to put the community back in reinvestment? Everybody looked at me like they need Wonder Bread. I said, we got a community reinvestment act, but ain't no community in it. I said, I don't want to see no home loan buying seminar. We need some money to trickle down in our community. That helps poverty. That helps small business and give the jobs that we need. So that's just one tacit, a bit of me on the national level. But locally, we got to continue to help organizations like Hosea Helps. We got to do it. One thing when we're dealing with trauma, y'all. This is all about trauma. These folks we see in these lines on the corner, people selling water, it's about if you got the feet. See, I grew up in Chicago, and we didn't sell water on the corner for pop bottle hustling. We collected pop bottles. And when you collect the pop bottle and take it to the store and get 10 cents, 15 cents, we did that with aluminum cans. We were doing aluminum. That's what got us over. To try to make it. That's $1 worth of Spam or spice ham, I call it. It's a white bread. At $1 food stamp. And the bread was like 35 cents. You get about 50 cents worth of meat. We had the budget until the next check came. Yeah, you get that little cheese, the government cheese. I remember that. And that powdered milk. You take baths in it. Grandmother used to go to Salvation Army and buy her clothes. I used to go there on Friday with her, and she was shocked. She taught me one thing. She said, man, all birds got to come down to eat. I said, Granny, what you talking about? She said, no matter how high you get, you still got to come on down. I never forgot that. Never going to forget. So no matter how many degrees you get, how many cars you get, how many bedrooms you get, you better make sure you serve the people. I said, Granny, that's it. So I'm always going to be here. The Cass County going to be here for Hosea. And I'm going to do another 100,000 next year. I am. We got to do it. This is part of the American Rescue Plan. You got to use the money that Biden has got for the people. It got to get to the people. This organization is with the people. I can go to bed at night and know is she gonna get it to these cars. Trauma care. Stop asking people what's wrong with you. Stop asking people. Ask them what happened to you. Ask them what happened to you. Don't ask them what's wrong with you. Don't ask them that. That's what happened. That's how you get to the root of what's going on. So I'm here to celebrate with Hosea. I'm here to serve Santa Claus. I'm out here with you. You could have been out here getting them toys ready, but you're serving. But thank you to Fulton County. That's our sister county. But for Fulton County, DeKalb County would not be where it is. You never forget where you come from. And so we're here to just help them and make a difference. And you all that's listening to me, give, give, give. Poverty is not going anywhere. Homelessness is not going nowhere, but we have organizations like Hosea Help that's standing in the gap. Standing in the gap. She hadn't come off the wall. She's on the wall. Sam Ballard didn't try to take her off the wall. She's not coming off the wall. She's gonna be here. This is the ministry of helps. Her and Mr. Ofimo, this is helps ministry. This is biblical. This is part of the ministry. You hear about the pastors, the evangelists, the teachers, but the helps ministry, that's part of the ministry. So you all continue to give back to great organizations. The DeKalb County stand with y'all to do it. God bless y'all.
Thank you. And I also want to thank Clark TV. You know, it's hard to get the message out to the public. And Courtney Clark and his streaming platform has been there for me when I didn't even know how to utilize him. Because I'm not a technology person. But he's trying to teach us how to use technology to get the word out. And the word needs to get out about Ben Johnson and Universal Circus, the only African-American circus in the world. And they provide over 20,000 pounds of food for Hosea Helps, and he has to run, so I want him to greet us.
Thank you, Ms. O. Good morning, everybody. What's special to me today is that I've got to run because I'm going to a wedding. But what Mrs. O and Mr. O and her father did, they marry corporations, they marry political leaders, they marry them with community people who need the help. So, you know, as Jesus blessed the wedding, the way you guys bless everybody every day, whether it's the supporters or the clients. And we're proud to be a part of that. We haven't been to Atlanta in over 2 years. And we're coming back next year, and we're going to be bigger and better, and we're going to help support Hosea Helps. So we're just proud to be a part of it, and we hope that everyone who's here gets as much fulfillment as I do personally, because this has been a great journey for me since 2005, and I'm a very proud person of Atlanta, a native, and I'm so happy for the organization, Mrs. O. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. So we have Fulton County here.
every one of our clients is somebody from Atlanta or the surrounding metropolitan area that has faced some form of adversity, usually due to some sort of accident or incident where they get hurt and their lives are turned upside down. But a lot of times people's lives get turned upside down when they're not in an accident. It's just as a result of the way they are in society, and like my brother said, the things that have happened to them and it put them in a predicament. So when we got the call, I was happy to answer the call and join this fantastic organization that I've heard about for many years. And we do a lot of community events ourselves. We support a lot of different organizations, but I'm happy to have the opportunity to be a part of this organization this year. And I guarantee you we're going to continue to support you guys going forward. I love the work that you're doing. I love the energy, and I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Agape is in the house. Mission Agape. Come forward, Lee. Lee, are you here? Oh, you're here. Sorry. How can I miss you? Listen, this is a story. Commissioners and all these wonderful Korean partners, they had already been feeding the hungry. You know, they do more than a lot of Black organizations. Hello. And we went to Korea with them and Prayer Mountain and prayed for South Korea and North Korea. We're still praying. But this woman right here is a minister. You know, you don't have to be ordained in a church to be a minister. God chooses his ministries. He chooses who he wants to choose. And this is a woman he has chosen. And they do wonderful work every week in our community.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Merry Christmas. It's not the Christmas day, but we are celebrating God's Christmas. So thank you for allowing us over 15 years now to Hosea is doing with us community service. We have over 140,000 in Atlanta, Korean American. So our Mission Agape Voice is serving every week as a local community service. As you know, we have a lot of business people are in Atlanta, but we are not taking just money. We are putting back to the local community in least 1% for each community. We serve the DeKalb County, Adamsville, also Fulton County. So we are Clayton County. We serve most of the Asian American community Mission Agape. And we have all volunteer. We don't have yet any government fund anything. Everybody, local community, Korean American, our communities put it in together, and we are serving. We've been blessed over 10 years. God bless every single time we serving the winter jacket to the homeless, serving the food every week, and we've been blessed without any government fund yet. And that's if we are here, Korean Americans, we want to put it back to the local community. God bless everybody. Thank you so much.
And Dee is the newest member of our board of directors. So we praise God for her. Now we actually have a check presentation. I'm not even going to try to say this. The Kappas, the Grand Pumbaa. Is that right? That's not right. What? The pole mark. I'm sorry. Okay. Clean it up for me, brother.
So my name is Jamal Cruz, and I represent, though I am a Catholic, I represent the National Panhellenic Council. And so we are making a donation on behalf of the Panhellenic Council. We've also, through Capital Facade, made presentation earlier before you was back. But this today represents the National Magnetic Council, which encompasses all of the Divine Nine, all of the Black group organizations. So this is my Vice President, Buster Meadows, and I'm Joel Williams, and we just want to say thank you for all the work that you do. We are glad to support any way that we can.
Wow, power. That's power. The Pan-Atlantic Council, I don't know how many individuals that represents, but it's like a city of its own. So we thank you so much. God bless you. Okay. Mr. Omalami is always hiding in plain sight. So he's hiding in plain sight. We've been married 43 years, walking this walk together. And Brenda Cornelius can tell you that we've been through the fire, but there's a fourth man in the fire. We're not in the fire alone. And I'm going to have him introduce Reverend Durley. And Vera, I want you to put these politicians to work. That's why they're here. And they love it. They love doing it. They dedicated themselves to public service. So everyone follow Vera Allen, and she's going to show you where to go. And we're going to have Reverend Durley come up and pray. And his family is here. And Mr. O is going to take it from here. We always start out with prayer, because we can't do what we do if y'all don't pray for us. You're talking about spiritual attacks. You're talking about demons that come in the night and tell you your building's going to burn down. You talk about people, they sin, that are two-faced, smiling in your face. You talk about people that make you promises that you build your programs around, and then they forget that they even made the promise. This is spiritual warfare when you walk with Jose Feed the Hungry. And we need your prayers, but each one of you have been online this morning already. If not, you will be sometime today. Would you please post something about Jose Feed the Hungry? Would you please go to Facebook? Would you please Divine Nine? Y'all get all your people to help us on social media. We need your help. Atlanta is struggling as it grows. Let us not let development develop over the backs of our senior citizens and our families. Let us come together, not just on today, but come to our new headquarters at 2545 Forest Hills Drive. Say, I want to join with you. We need your help every day. Amen. So my husband is going to greet us now.
Thank you, Mrs. O. Tell our team we can officially start. Everything can start now. Ron Allen, Julian Davis, Scott Lucas, our toy center. I see Santa over there. Our walk-ups, Tasha Dixon. Let's open the gates and let's start the movement now. And as we do that, we're bringing up one of the great men of God in our town. We've been senior pastor of Providence for many, many decades. And he has always graced us with his presence to come and pray, because he's been engaged in spiritual warfare all of his life. And we need men and women of God like that. So I have the great privilege and honor to bring up, most of you may know him already, Pastor Gerald Durley. Pastor Durley, we need you.
Those who are moving, would you please stop? Would you please stop? This is the day that God has made, and we will rejoice. We've heard from people from Fulton County, we've heard from the Korean community, but now we hear from God. There is no accident that you're here and that I'm here. God never makes a mistake. This is not about Hosea Helps today, but all of us helping each other. We think that we're helping them, but every time you pass out a toy or pass out a biscuit, you're blessing yourself. And all of us will be blessed when we work together under the anointing of God. I joined up with Dr. King in 1959. My next birthday, I'll be 80 years old, and so I'm proud to see all of you. The torch has been passed on. Now let's light up this parking lot. Almighty God, bless each person here. Bless those in the car. Bless the children. Bless Hosea Helps. God, right now, in the name of your Son, Jesus the Christ, we ask that you would move inside of each one of us and let us know that we are doing what you called us to do. So when the day is over, it's just not about passing out gifts. It's about passing out love. Bless this organization. Bless the volunteers. Bless the children. And most of all, God, thank you for your blessing. If you're here to bless and be a blessing, give God a hand clap of praise. Oh, he can't hear you. Are you deaf? I can't hear you. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I want to also announce at this time we will be doing the Martin Luther King Jr. Day at our headquarters, 2545 Forest Hills Drive, right off of Stewart and Cleveland. That's on January 17th. We'll be at the Hosea brand new headquarters, feeding everybody who shows up. So put that on your calendar. I also want to thank our friends from the Kappa Alpha Psi for $1,000. Thank you, brothers. God bless y'all for this. That you receive a return. And we're still looking forward to when our mayor shows up. Newly elected Mayor Andre Dickens, we're looking forward to him coming. Councilwoman Helen Willis, Rick Ross, Congresswoman Nikema Williams, and you already heard from Commissioner Khadija. So we're going to start everything off. And let me say personally, I was here, but I wasn't on stage with you. Thank you, Larry Johnson, Commissioner Johnson. Thank you for showing up when we need you. Thank you for Vice Chair Natalie Hall. And thank you for Super Lawyer Reginald Green. Let's get this started. Everybody up on the hill, if you're helping with toys, everybody line up over here if you're helping with the food distribution, but everybody should have an assignment. Let's get it done. Let our cause through. Thank you.